Hello, this is Richard C. Wilson of the Family Office Club with an investor mandate interview with my good friend here, Peter. Welcome, Peter.
Thank you. Thank you, Richard. Nice to see you, even if it's virtual.
Yes, yeah, for sure. So what type of an investor are you, first off?
I would call myself a diversified investor. I look to have a well-rounded investment strategy that allows me not to worry or not be able to sleep at night. Right? I'm not all eggs in one basket kind of investor. I'm more of a stocks, real estate, not really bonds, but stocks and real estate, and then some alternative investments.
Sure. So I want this to be valuable 5 years from now, but also we're recording this during the whole virus lockdown at home situation. So for those who are wondering how an investor like yourself, a private investor, is thinking in a time like this and are listening to it here in the very near future, how are you sorting through opportunities? And obviously real estate takes a while to readjust price-wise, stock market's way down. How does an investor like you perceive that, and where do you spend your mental energy on trying to maneuver through that?
In general, you want to find value. We try to find value, right? So it's either through investing in an expert. For example, I invest with a friend of mine who's really great at sort of office space, low-rise office space. That's all he strategizes against. I give him money to run with that ball as an LP. I get great returns. I know the manager. He's phenomenal. I focus personally as a GP on storage facilities and last mile facilities. That is my go-to to manage. And then sometimes we bring in other people's money as limited partners in those strategies. Today, we're sitting in a time where I think besides playing the stock market, I think we all have to wait and pause. You're going to have mass, unemployment. You're going to have a real reset in asset prices across the board in real estate. What I might consider doing in a time like now would be perhaps selling a phenomenal triple net asset, because you might have cap rate compression for things that are backed by America's best companies. So that's something that we're analyzing, we're keeping an eye on in today's climate. So that's where we're at.
Sure. And then what type of asset do you want to source from the Family Office Club that would be helpful to your office park friend, to you on the self-storage side? Maybe somebody sitting on an asset that's retail related, or it just has been struggling and there's a way for you to repurpose it with your type of a skill set or something else maybe you're looking for.
Yeah, you pretty much answered my question for me, Richard.
You're welcome.
So, I call it location-based development, right? Location is always going to win, right? No matter if you're in a recession or in boom times. So where are the best assets that are out there? And look, I have a lot of friends out there that have built storage facilities and other real estate based on a pro forma. That pro forma probably won't be realistic today. So those folks I would like to talk to help them, right size that asset. And it might be dealing with the banks or the financial institutions that lent them the money. It might not be with the general partners. So I think that will come in 6 months from, an all clear on this crisis. The other thing right now that I would focus in on is the stock market. I think you've got historic lows. I think any dry powder you have put in here, you're going to be really happy you put it into the stock market in 12, 24, 36 months. So I think a lot of people share that sentiment. It's just having the nerve to go back in.
Right. Or like in what phases, at what points do you go back in? Like I was just on a call where a lot of people have gone to cash, and some of them are going in maybe at, X% now, which when you're listening to this could be not relevant at all anymore, but like in little phases versus like all in, all out,
Dollar cost averaging is a great way to be a conservative, diversified investor. And that's what I say to myself.
Great. Yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up. So what's the best way to get in touch with you if somebody has a property that they think would fit kind of your mandate or an interesting idea?
My email address is
Great.
Is that
Awesome.
clear?
Yeah.
You want my $100,000 idea?
Yes. Yeah. Let's finish up with that. So what's your $100,000 piece of advice?
$100,000 piece of advice is if you're focused on real estate more than 50% of the time, you can become a real estate professional and you can write off other incomes against your depreciation. So that's something that I would go ask my accountant about, as soon as you heard this podcast or interview. And then call your banks directly to lend money, right? If you're a good borrower and you're a good investor and you have a track record, you don't necessarily have to use intermediaries to find the money.
Sure.
If you could build up that portfolio yourself in today's day and age pretty easily. It's all out there. It's all available. That could save you a lot of money in fees if you're refinancing a phenomenal asset. So that's
Right.
my 2 pieces of advice.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, the first one there, I think could save someone, millions of dollars over the years. And lots of people don't realize that real estate professional designation, it just changes the treatment of what you can write off and what you can't. Just the last 2 years, I've been hearing about that a lot more. I don't know if that came out with the Tax Act recently or if that's a long-term thing, but a lot of my clients have been talking about it only the last year and a half, 2 years, and never really before that. So I know a lot of people will benefit from you mentioning that,
Yeah.
and nobody else has yet.
I didn't know about it up until last year. We're going to designate a real estate professional. Last year, I spent, a lot of time on real estate. And so it's just a way to, again, what you save is a dollar saved is a dollar earned, right, Richard?
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes more in a time like this. So
Yeah,
appreciate you bringing that up. Yeah, and we'll have you back on stage one of our live events here soon, hopefully this early summer. We'll see.
Great. And if you want to do this again, once we get out of this, I think there'll be a lot of thoughts and ideas that are going to be worth sharing. And I look forward to hearing from your other investors as well.
Great. Yeah. Thank you, Peter. Take care.
Okay.
Bye.